Forward march. Hut, 2, 3, 4. Hut, 2, 3, 4. Command left. Hut, 2, 3, 4. Column right. Hut, 2, 3, 4. Parade rest. I heard those commands every day for 6 weeks in 1975 at Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas. Today, I'd like to ask you, have you ever been in the military? Anyone here ever been in the military? One person, Mr. Ron, and I'll tell you that I know you had a great time while you were there. Wonderful food, a lot of walking. Has anyone in here got a friend or a relative who's in the military? And 2 or 3 of you, wonderful. So now we all know that someone, every one of us has experienced just about having someone in the military. Well, good morning, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests. My topic today is forward march. It's in honor of the armed forces and my personal experience in the military. I was kind of like Gomer Pyle, you know, if you ever know a little bit about Gomer Pyle. One day we were marching along, and I was leading the flight. I was selected to be the guide on, they called it. I was leading the flight, and the boys were coming by, this airman on the other side of the street, and all the ladies, when we start marching along, and the men are with us, we sort of start to bounce around. And instead of marching, we were bouncing around in the ladylike way. And the sergeant kept saying, okay, ladies, settle down, settle down. And in the meanwhile, she said, column left. I did straight ahead. Didn't even miss the flight behind me. And all of a sudden, I looked back, and there they were way down there. I ran as fast as I could go to catch up with them and get in front of these 2 6-foot-tall ladies that were behind me in the flight at the beginning of the flight. They put the tall people in the front, little people at the back. And I was 5'3", and I was leading the flight mainly because the 5'7" girl had done a seance in the day room, and they set her back, which is called 6 weeks. She had to start all over again. So I was next, and I did not want to be the guide on. That meant I had to carry the flag. The flags were heavy. I had a skinny arm. So I told the sergeant, who looked a lot like my girlfriend, she said, you will carry the flag. I said, Madam Sergeant, sir, Madam Sergeant, I have a skinny arm, and I'm only 117 pounds, and I'm 34 years old, and I really don't know how to carry that flag. I just want to be at the back and be a little trim clean the bathrooms and stay out of everybody's way. She said, you will carry the flag. We will steal the little skinny flag for you every morning. So that's what they did. And Lackland Air Force Base is where I was stationed in San Antonio, Texas. And they would go over there and steal that little flag every morning, and I would practice with it every afternoon. Up, down. And then of all things, we had to do a parade. And that meant that I had to lead the flight in the parades. All the other people leading the flight knowing what they were doing, I assumed. So we led the parade, and the girls behind me were marching along. We did fine in the parade, and everyone enjoyed themselves. And backtracking a little bit, I want to tell you how this all happened. At the Air Force, what do you say, when you catch the flight, the Air Force, not the Air Force, but the airport is what I'm trying to say. The airport, you go there all in a mass with your luggage. They tell you not to carry a lot of luggage, and I didn't do that. I made sure I just carried one little piece that I could carry. Then they say forward march, and that's when you know that you're in trouble. That's when I thought about, oh my goodness, I'm actually in here. I can't get out. It's like prison. What will I do? Then we're on the plane and we're going down there, and they give you the shots and give you your clothes to wear. Oh, and that was beautiful. Air Force Blue, because I was in the Air Force, you know. And I joined mainly because I like the officers' clubs. And I wanted to learn discipline because I was a job hopper. And job hoppers have no discipline according to my grandfather. So, to make a long story short, they took me from the Air Force, took me to Denver, Colorado for my basic training in tech school. Up there, they gave me another position to fill, and it was called rope. And that's when you are in charge of the barracks that you're in, your floor. So that was fun because I got to go to the the BX every day, the post-base exchange and buy things. But to make everything beautiful here, I actually was a Goma Pi. The day we carried our uniforms, I thought they were going to give us a truck. You know, I'm like, I'm 5'3", and this bag, a duffel bag full of clothes, shoes, and all of that. We had to march back to the barracks, all the way on my back, carrying this big duffel bag. I'm 117 pounds, which I had to lose weight to go in at that weight. That's what was required for my age at the time. We had to carry that all the way back. We got back there, so we put it down. And then every night they asked me to clean the latrine because I didn't volunteer for anything. I was the last one to get to choose anything. So the next thing was the bathrooms. That's what latrine queen is. You have to clean the bathrooms every day and rest up every evening for the people that are taking showers. Well, I liked that because then I knew the bathrooms were clean when I took a shower because I was cleaning them all up. And what I would like to end up with here, I have come full circle. Now I'm out of the Air Force because they would not accept me in the Guard. I'm going to try to explain that real fast. I fell in love in Denver, where my tech school was at Lowry Air Force Base. Went back to March Air Force Base, which was my joining base. They had abolished my reserve unit. They said you can join another unit. So I said, okay, I'm going to go to Denver because I fell in love in Denver and I love Denver. I want to go back. Make a long story short, I went back to Denver. Air National Guard was the only reserve base there. They wouldn't take me because I have sickle cell training. So I went to basic training, tech school, and I was out of the Air Force, out of the Guard, couldn't earn no money, can't go to officers clubs, and now I'm working with a company called Survivor and Justification Partners. I'm the vice president of this company, and we work with the military. We're going to have a newspaper called The Military Survivor. And this is the end of that story. And I wore blue today, as close as I could get to Air Force blue, because that's my love. Thank you.